So, welcome everybody. Nice to have you on board for this webinar. So, what I'll be presenting today is some of the new features that came out with Dynamics 365 with the October release. I won't be going over all the changes because if some of you have already seen it, the October release notes for all the changes that are coming is about 250 pages long. So we won't be covering it in its entirety, but I tried to take out the things that were most important for our partners. So let's dive right in. A little bit of housekeeping. So SureWeb, who we are, we were born in the cloud in 1998. We have over 7,000 partners and more than 50,000 organizations worldwide. We're a little bit over 650 people in our staff. We have a lot of Microsoft certified experts, such as myself. We have 5 data centers spread out between the US and Canada. We have a lot of different certifications, like SOC 2, for example, that protects your data. We're a Microsoft Indirect Cloud Solution provider in the US and in Canada. We're the #1 CSP distributor in North America. We were in 2016. And all of the other stuff that you can find on there, other prizes that we've won. And on the next page, it's basically these same numbers that we're seeing. So we'll move right ahead. So this is our agenda for today. One of the most important thing that just was changed with the October release is the changes to the team member licenses. This will affect some people that have team member licenses right now, and this will change the way that you do implementation in the future through team member licenses. So we'll go over that. Then we also have changes to the way the contact SKUs are working in Dynamics 365 for marketing. There was a big change there, brought costs down way less than what it was before. So this is interesting. We'll go over some of the new features in Business Central and a quick overview of what's new with the other Dynamics 365 apps. So let's go right ahead. So some of you may have seen this. It's just a quick overview of the Dynamics 365 ecosystem. So what you have on the left are the ERP solutions from Microsoft. So Finance and Operation, the enterprise solution, Business Central, their mid-market enterprise, mid-market ERP solution. Then you have Talent for talent recruitment and onboarding, and HR management. And then you have Retail for retail stores, retail type of businesses. And on the right side, then you have all of the software, all of the Dynamics applications that are under the customer engagement plan. So there's sales in 2 versions, enterprise and professional, customer service, field service, marketing, and project service automation. Then you have all the rest of the ecosystem that integrates with Dynamics 365. So Office 365, Power Apps, Microsoft Flow, the Common Data Service, AppSource, Power BI, and Azure Application and Infrastructure, and also Cortana Intelligence. So, going with our main subject, changes to the team member licenses. What has been removed? So, team members were, as we call, a gentleman's queue, which means Microsoft put them forth, and they were counting on the fact that they would be used the way they were intended to be used, which was not the same, which was not exactly what people were doing. So this is pretty much normal with humans. If we have the opportunity to do something, well, we'll try it, and that's what has happened in the past. So Microsoft decided to start enforcing the rules. So what has been removed? Now you can't create, update, or delete accounts. In the past, you could have access to the account entity, you can do some modifications in there. Now it's been completely removed. Creating, updating, and deleting records is now limited to 15 custom entities per application. In the past, it was unlimited, like a full user license. You can't create and update opportunities. This has to be done by a full user. So you can go inside an opportunity and update one that has been created by a full user. So you can add information within notes, for example, but you can't do it. You can't create it and update it by yourself. needs to be created by a full user. Same thing with a knowledge-based management in customer service, needs to be done by a full user now. Interactive Service Hub, you can access unless you're a full user of customer service. You can't update work orders now with field service unless you have a full license. And creating customization or extensibility within the system has to be done by either a user that has a Power Apps Plan 2 license or a full user of the sales application, for example. So these are major changes, actually. This does limit a lot of things that people were doing right now with a team member license. So we'll see a little bit further what's happening with people that are already doing it and what it means also for new customers coming in. What will you be able to do so with a team member license? You will be able to get right access to contacts, activities, tasks, and notes that were created by full users. So this stays as it was in the past. You can record your time and expenses for project service automation. And you can also apply for projects. So this can be done with a team member. You can update your personal information. You can access user reporting and dashboards. And you can create, read, update, and delete record against custom entities, a max of 15 of them. And you can participate as an end user on services like surveys. So if surveys were done within the system, or gamification, for example, these are services that you can access. Inside gamification, you will be seen as a fan, not as a member of the game itself. Any questions? Not yet. All right, so we'll move ahead. Why was the team member license changed? So basically, Microsoft puts it this way. There were cases where the Dynamics 365 for team members licenses was being used to support custom application development scenarios. So people were buying the team member license and were doing some development with it. Now, since the Power App P2 license is there for exactly that reason, that's one of the reasons why they limited the team member development scenarios. So now you can get your Power Apps license and you can do your development within the Power Apps solution. As for, well, the other one I briefly spoken about it is the team member license was often used in full user scenarios. So including where an organization provides access to networks or affiliates or requires broad coverage of employee access to very narrow functionality like case management. So what this means, people were basically installing a team member license, going into the user roles and giving full access to a team member so you can do basically anything that you wanted within the system. So now by enforcing this rule, this won't be available anymore. Now this will probably interest a lot of you. So who's impacted and how does it impact these people? So existing customers that have acquired a team member license before October 1st, 2018 will be able to add seats during their current subscription, and it's going to be renewed under the same terms before June 30th, 2020. What that means is that you can still use it as you're using it now. And since once you renew, you get 12 months of the same terms. Let's say, for example, your renewal date is on May 31st, 2020, then you will get access to the same features that you had now up until May 31st, 2021. So it doesn't impact people that are already using it immediately, but you will have to look at the future and start planning that you will either need new licenses, either Power Apps license or full user licenses. When the current rights expires, customer will either need to move to full user. Well, basically that was I was telling you, the Power App solution, or you can accept the new restrictions depending on your role within the company. So this was what is covered under the new Dynamics team member licenses. I didn't go over what it means for people using a unified operation plan. There are some restrictions that are pushed to that plan, but it's less broad as in the customer engagement plan. So unified operation plans will limit a little bit of the access that a team member had, but basically everything else will pretty much remain the same. There's a document available. We can make it available for you that underlines what it means for both of these solutions. So everything under the customer engagement plan or anything under the unified operation plans. So now let's jump to the Dynamics for marketing, Dynamics 365 for marketing. So this is interesting what Microsoft did for this solution. Basically, the way, let's jump ahead and I'll explain what it means for you as a partner and for your end customers. So the way that Microsoft for marketing is licensed, it's licensed per organization, so not per user. So you would get the solution and it would be available to anyone within your company, and you would have one monthly fee that you will be paying for all of your companies. So the base price is based on whether you're buying it as a standalone solution, or if you're buying it and you already have another solution, then you get a 50% discount. Or in some cases, if you already had more than 10 customer engagement licenses, you would get it for free with a limited number of contacts. So the number of contacts that comes with the full solution and the basic solution, for the full solution or the 50% discounted solution is 10,000 contacts. So if you had I don't know, if you had 50,000 contacts or 1,000,000 contacts, then there was this queue for 5,000 additional contacts that you would need to get, which was costing $250 US. So you would add as much as you needed to match the number of contacts to whom you wanted to market to. So what Microsoft has done, they realized that, let's say if you had 1,000,000 contacts, your monthly cost would be either $1,500 or $750 for the marketing application and the basic 10,000 contacts, and $49,500 monthly fee for the additional contacts to get to 1,000,000. So what they did now is add new increments of 50,000 contacts, and they're on a sliding scale, so there's tiered pricing. So we'll look at it in the next slide, but basically for the scenario that I just told you, 1,000,000 contacts, it's going to bring down the cost of the added contacts to $10,000 per month. So if we compare that, that's $40,000 per month in savings. Not something that's negligible. So sorry, this is a little bit, I had to stretch this a bit. So quality of this slide is not perfect, but what you're seeing here is the sliding scale, the way that it works. So without going too much into details, what you can see here, you still have the additional 5,000 contacts that you can get for $250. And then if you start adding slices of 50,000 users, then you can buy one for, as you can see, there's a price there. If you get 2, 5, or 10, then it goes down some tiered pricing from $1,500 per month all the way down to $500 per month per 50,000 contacts. Quite complicated. I know this is something that we can help you out with. It's not something that we'll leave you with and you figure it out on your own. But if you need to resell the marketing application, reach out to us and we'll explain the way that pricing works so you can quote it. But now just keep in mind that with this configuration, you are now able to provide a marketing solution that's competitive with other marketing solutions out there that integrates with Dynamics 365. One thing I might want to show you, sorry, I don't have it here, but basically what I wanted to tell you is one new thing also in the marketing application is that the number of contacts that you needed to buy in the past was the overall number of contacts that you had. So let's say you bought marketing and you already had sales and you had 20,000 contacts in sales. Those 20,000 contacts would get pushed to marketing. And then you had to license all of those to market to them. Now another change is that you can now select the people that are marketable to. So let's say out of those 20,000 people, there's only 10,000 that you want to market to. That's the number of contacts that you need to buy to market to. So no more is it required for you to license all of the contacts, even though you weren't marketing to them. So that covers the major changes in the marketing application, functionality-wise and licensing-wise. So let's go check out a couple of new features in Business Central. These are quite interesting. So let's dive right in. Just wanted to see any questions from, no? So we can move ahead. Don't hesitate if you have questions. There's a question and there's a Q&A at the end, but don't hesitate to send them over. So Business Central, what's new? One of the great new features, and this is one of the most, from my point of view, one of the most intelligent move that Microsoft could make with their Business Central solution. They created Intelligent Edge. So if you have a GP solution right now, so Dynamics GP, SL, or NAV on-prem, and you are interested in gaining the features that are only available on a cloud solution, they created Intelligent Edge, which lets you connect your on-prem solution to a cloud solution. Quick notes, you need to have the latest version of GP, SL, or NAV. So version 2018 will connect to this feature of Business Central, and then you can have some access to features like Power BI reporting and all of the other cool stuff, AI that's integrated with the cloud solution. So right now, GP is available. SL and NAV are coming soon, pretty much within a month from what I heard, or at least we can say by the end of the year they'll be available. So this would let you also kind of figure out a way for getting your customers that are on-prem now moving to the cloud. So basically, with the replication of the data that gets done on the Business Central, at some point you can either say, well, we're going to keep it this way with our on-prem solution as the main solution, and data gets replicated to the cloud. So if there's ever a problem with our own solution, we have everything that has been transferred over to the cloud version. Or you can simply say at some point, we'll shut the switch down on our on-prem solution and move directly to the cloud. So quick note on that, customization don't get transferred over. They need to be modified into the way that Business Central deals with these customization. So we won't get into that for now, but let's just say that there are some prerequisites before you do the full replication on the cloud. We can go over those cases when it's pertinent on a one-on-one basis. There's also now the possibility to install Business Central either on-prem in a hybrid solution or on cloud. So you can have all of these solutions. Before October, the only possibility was cloud installation. So this makes it quite interesting. Keep in mind, your on-prem solution or in a hybrid solution is always the main database on which you'll be working, and the cloud version will kind of be a replication of what you're doing on-prem. So now Business Central partners, they do get a portal to manage customers, which is quite interesting. So you can see all of your customers on there. You can manage updates and see any problems that might be going on with your installations through your customer base. This is something that was asked for a long while, so now it's out and available. User experience will be improved. There's a lot of little things that were done to the UI actually. So it makes it easier to do some research within the system. There are some little things that were brought to the how can I say this, to the user's attention. So it's easier to find some menus. It's easier to do research. It's easier to add some stuff within the system. You don't have to dig as deep as you did in the past. So that's one thing that is great about Business Central solution. And one of the other thing, I'm just coming back from Directions 2018, and one of the things that we were told is that user experience is one of the main focus of the team of Business Central. So they do telemetry on the way people use the system, and they try to make it as convenient as possible. So this is something great from Microsoft, from my point of view, because they are listening to what people are telling them. So that's great. You get an enhanced Power BI experience. So Power BI is more integrated within the system, and you get access to new reports that were integrated. So this is also something that gets an overall and gets worked on a regular basis. And permission settings are now editable. So you're no longer confined to what Microsoft defines as permissions for a certain role. You can edit them to your liking. And there's more new features with Business Central. As I said, there's too many for me to go over each and every one of them, but we'll make a link available for you guys just to get access to the October release notes. So, other new features. Well, actually, I decided to make it as simple as possible because when reading to what are they changing within the sales solution and within field service, for example, there was so many changes and so many important stuff that was added. It was kind of impossible for me to figure out what was important for you. So that's why I put, as I'm saying here in the first paragraph, that's why I put the link here so you get access to the release notes. And you can go and check them out. And so there's a search engine within the release notes, so you'll be able to find exactly what you're searching for. And don't forget that when you're working with ShareWeb, well, one of the main advantages of working with us is that you get access to a sales team that's been trained on Dynamics 365. You get access to certified professionals such as me. So all of your questions that you might have will be able to help you out. If you are already a Dynamics 365 partner, what we can do for you also here at ShareWeb is that we can provide leads for you. We can provide opportunity directly to you. So we can help you grow your practice. And if you're an MSP that's just starting out with Dynamics 365, we provide full onboarding of all solutions. We have an expert partners channel that we developed. So a lot of our expert partners are standing by and offering us their onboarding services. So we've created this way of providing leads to them and also working with our MSP partners. So you can go in and start reselling Dynamics 365, even though you're not an expert on the subject. I can jump in on calls with you. We can drive your opportunities together, making sure that you don't have to learn everything that surrounds Dynamics 365. So we will drive those leads, we will drive those opportunities, we will close the sale with you, and then we'll get your customers onboarded, which is quite interesting. And the more you grow with us, the more you'll be able to drive your own leads, and we can send some of these leads your way to help you grow with Dynamics 365. So basically that was it. I put my email on there, so you have access to my email. You can also contact your account. Your account manager directly. He can put me in contact directly with you, or he can answer your questions. And that's pretty much it. So we have a few questions that we'll be looking at. Any pricing on Intelligent Edge? Actually, it's included with Business Central. So that's the interesting aspect. So the new version of Dynamics 365 that was released on October 1st, they're being updated as quickly as possible, and you will get access to Intelligent Edge without other costs. Will the slide be available? Yes, we will make them available. I will find out how we can get them distributed to every one of you. And then there's another question. No Azure fee. No, Azure services are a part of the subscription of Business Central. Yes, so there's a question that is there onboarding help for Dynamics Field Services? There is actually, and it's not, let me just specify this, it's not something that we do internally here, so we can help you with selling the solution, provide you with also trials if you want to try it out. And when it gets time to onboard the solution, we will direct you to some of our expert partners that are experts in field services, because it's actually quite a complicated application. So we found some of the best implementers out there. We'll put you in contact. And if you ever become an expert yourself, you'll be able to get those leads also for yourself. So basically, that's all the questions that we had. Any more that you want to ask before we end this? Okay, so I think, oh, one more came in. Two more came in. So first question, project service cases study available? Yes, there are. There's a link on the Microsoft site that I can send you afterward. I'll take a note of that and I'll send it directly to you. There's a site that Microsoft has created, and you can find on that site some cases, so people, the testimonials from different companies that have implemented these solutions, so we can forward that information directly to you. Who are the expert CRM partners? We have a lot of them. We have a whole channel of them, and we try to distribute per, there's kind of a round robin, and there's also per specialty. So I actually manage all of these leads going to the expert partners, making sure that the best one gets the lead that matches their level of expertise. Absolutely. So there's a question, the link to the release notes. So let me just show you the link. Let me see if it shows here. So you see release notes are available. This one's on my desktop. Let me just shut this one down and go back to my presentation. I have it as a PDF, so let me show you. It's quite easy to find. It's directly in the Microsoft docs.dynamics.com. So you can just go on Google and see business Dynamics 365 October release notes, and what it does is that it brings you on the Bible of everything Dynamics, which is the docs.microsoft.com Dynamics 365 solution. So this is the link right here. I'm not sure. I'll leave it there so you can grab it while you're looking at it. Any other question? You have dedicated account manager for Business Central. Actually, all of our account managers are able to deal with Business Central, and I'm always available, and I always work with all the account managers. So I'm part of the sales team and part of the technical team also. So I make myself available for any questions they might have, and I jump on these calls to help you out, making sure that the account manager can answer all of your questions, but pretty much all of them know about the product. The Business Central Partner Expert, we have a few of them throughout North America. So in this case, it goes either by round robin or by expertise. Will there be a discussion around partner rebate, or is that an MS question? Partner rebates, not sure exactly what you mean. There are some rebates depending on your tiered pricing that you have directly with us. So if you're a partner with us, we have different tiered pricing depending on the level of MRR that you have. And there are also some special pricing when customers are updating from an on-prem solution to a cloud version, for example, or an older CRM online solution. So these are also available, but it's a discussion that we can have on a one-on-one basis. All right, so I think that pretty much covers all the questions. Everybody got a chance to write down the link that I've left on the page, I hope. If not, we'll find a way to leave you with that information, but it's quite easy. Go on directly on Google, October 18 release notes Dynamics 365. You'll get directly to that document. It's a Bible, I would say, 250 something pages, easily searchable though, and quite handy when you get questions. So I hope this was this was a webinar that helped you kind of see the new changes that have just come out. Don't forget the part about the team member licenses. That's quite important for everyone. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to write me directly or go through your account manager and I'll be able to do that. Thanks. Have a great day, everybody.